Yo, what's going on everyone? It's Chase. Today we're going to focus mainly on Bitcoin. We'll look at ETH as well, and we'll see what comes about for the discussion section. As always, big shout out to Prime XBT for sponsoring these videos. You can check out my promo code at the bottom of the screen. Sign up, you get a 50% deposit bonus. Okay, so we got a fresh chart here, right? And I'm going to try to show you my reasoning behind the levels right off the bat. I think there's a lot of arguments for what you could do here, right? You could say, okay, we put in a range high, we put in a range low. Okay, those are the levels. Okay. As you also know in one of my previous videos, or it was a tweet or whatever, but hit this long right off of like 57.5, I think it was. So this is a demand level right here where we have resistance, and then you have a support level right here. And this is where I took that previous long from, right in here. Okay, didn't get filled in the first one, got filled on this one. Actually, I might have did a little something there, but I think it was a scalp. I honestly don't remember. I think I got front ran. I don't know, it's tough. I've been trying to get some trading done in this range, but in the past 2 or 3 days, I think I got stopped out twice. So I've been taking a break now. I'm just going to wait for this range to resolve a little bit. Now, like I said, you could have the range high and the range low marked out. You could mark out the demand level. You could draw a resistance level of right here and say, you know, okay, resistance, resistance, resistance. But ultimately, I'm going to show you what I did. I think, sorry, I had to take a sip of water. I think what I like here is doing it like this, and I'll show you why. I don't think this lower level matters as much anymore because I think we're going to be dealing with the upper level here. Now, so like I said, you could have marked this out as the most, recent resistance that caused this breakdown, but then you deviated here, right? So you either deviate or there's something else going on. So I wouldn't want to get in prematurely, and I think this was the right level to mark out. We can see serving as resistance here, flips to support if you had previously marked out this range high, right? So we're trying to flip the range high to support. We do so, this previous range high here, and then you come down and you support off these levels. Again, it provides support again, and then it breaks down, flips to resistance. Okay, but then we can see what was tested over here. What was tested over here was this level, the level before the breakdown. Okay, so we have support area here, support area here. It just doesn't come up all the way to resistance here, doesn't come up all the way to resistance here, comes up all the way to the resistance level here, which was the previous support for the breakdown. Okay, so in my opinion, 64.2. This is what I'm looking to see flipped. Whatever we do in here, chop, 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 who knows. But when we get above here, I'm expecting that this area of consolidation, basically, and we can draw this out again. I think I get this question a lot, and I think a lot of you guys are, you're trying to be like super snipers or whatnot. You got to just loosen up the area a bit, right? Because you get a move above here, and maybe you get in right away here because you're a little anxious or you're a little FOMO-y, and that's personal choice, right? If you get in here, a lot of the times price may just take right off, and a lot of the times you may get a better risk reward setup on a retracement. It all depends on, your own personal trading strategy, how, for lack of a better word, how big of a rush you are to get into a trade. You don't ever really want to be in a rush, but I guess what I mean is that, people want to be active and they're trying to scale their portfolios, and I certainly understand that. So if you want to try to rush, or if you don't want to be left behind, I understand, but don't think that 64.2 couldn't potentially be retested, couldn't potentially be breached again. I mean, I could see a breach most likely all the way to, even though I want to buy 64.2, right? That's what I want to buy. But I think this level could easily go towards, you could easily retest this area right here, So you bought 64.2, but it could go down to 63. maybe even yeah, like 63 flat. That's sort of, I would have my stop a bit below there. Okay, but point is, I see a lot of people trying to get these sniper setups, and they think, oh, okay, well, he said 64.2. There you go. I got a 40 risk reward or something off his 64.2. That's not how I play it typically. I typically leave myself some room. You know, I try to get, as I say, you know, typically anywhere between a 2 to 4 risk reward is optimal, and I'm happy to take those trades. Okay. So that's how I'm seeing Bitcoin on this short term here. Not sure why my pointer is being laggy. Has anyone else been having this problem a lot in TradingView lately, where your pointer is laggy? I have to like constantly reload my pages, and I'm not sure why. I mean, my computer's off the charts. You literally probably couldn't build anything better. 5950X. You know, I could go on and on. But point being is that, you know, I'm not sure why this didn't happen when I first got the computer. I feel like it's something on TradingView's end. Anyway, let me know if you've had that experience. Moving down. Oh, that's weird. Look at that. I switched time frames and now it's not laggy anymore. Yeah, this is definitely something on TradingView's end. Okay. So let's pretend this breaks down instead. Okay, so it breaks down. We're on the daily. I think there's some obvious levels here, right? We can see obvious lows of all this built up liquidity that would be under here. And then we have right here SR flip, essentially, right? Resistance just powers right through, should serve as support on the way down. This would be my buy level throughout here. Below there is here. But honestly, I mean, if it sweeps this liquidity, that should be clean. I would be expecting to buy this area. You could, once again, you could layer. You could wait for the sweep and the retest, right? There's so many ways you could do the 50-50. You can have 50% layered. You could have 50% on the retest. So much of this trading is subjective, and so many people are looking for an answer that will guarantee them, you know, quote unquote wins or success. And I've been trying to put that more and more into my videos, is that there is no guarantees in the market. There is no perfect level every single time. Sometimes your levels will be disrespected and you don't understand why. That happened to me on ETH the other day. And you're going to take losses. And your wins are, you know, you're never going to close the top. You're never going to, you know, you're never going to close the top. You're never going to buy the exact bottom. You know, the point is that you're trying to catch the meat of the move and not be greedy about it. Okay, 1 second. So really, set that up however you want. And if we sweep this, I think that's good to new all-time highs, you know, higher than this. And I also think if we flip that, that's good for new all-time highs. Okay. I think that's it for Bitcoin, because I don't, you know, want to get chopped up in this area, okay? I feel like I had a good trade or two towards the start. You know, it's been so crazy lately playing Bitcoin, Ethereum, ALTS, all this different stuff. And I forget, you know, what I'm doing on my own, what I'm putting in my videos, what I'm tweeting. So, you know, just forgive my lack of memory about exactly what I've been doing. But tried to do some stuff in the beginning of this range. I know like a week ago or something, we had a bunch of, you know, successful winners. I think it was like 5 in a week. That were all called beforehand and stuff. I forget if any of these were a part of it. I think this sweep was a part of it, if I remember right, the 57.5 sweep. Yeah, but that's it for Bitcoin. Not trying to get chopped up in here anymore. I took that stop out on ETH. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. And yeah, we move forward. So we're watching for this flip, or we're watching for this sweep. Either way, I think new all-time highs are on the horizon. Okay. Now let's move forward. So looking at Ethereum, yeah, I personally thought that this level right here basically should have held. I'll break down to, let's say, like the 2 hour. I thought that, you know, you could either have this high, right? And then you had sweep of the high. You had attempts to flip the high to support right here. So you were trying to flip the high to support. You get a breakdown, resistance, resistance, resistance. This was my level, right around 4,400, and pierced right through it and took this low right here. That's what got me. Hey, it'll happen, right? I was trying to be, I don't want to say I was trying to be a sniper, because I really don't think I was. I thought my trade made sense. I wanted to be in right in here-ish. I think it was below this low. I wanted to be in below that low, and I wanted to get a stop right around here. And yeah, look, I mean, if we went towards all-time highs, I mean, look, I'm getting 2 risk reward, 3, 4, 5 risk reward. I wasn't being greedy here. They just chose to come down and take this impulse low, which is odd to me, because I found this to be, previous resistance, 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 and flips essentially to demand right here and forces the breakout. So why are we completely retracing the entire breakout and taking this low? That didn't seem bullish to me. Hey, could have been a shakeout. I don't know. I checked the open interest and the liquidations, and it didn't look like anything really crazy happened. I don't know, and I'm definitely not big enough for them to come and want to try to snipe me for any reason. So, yeah, I couldn't tell you what happened on that one. But hey, as it goes, your technical analysis, your price action analysis, whatever you want to say, will not always be correct, and the market is prone to randomness. I saw some people said this level made sense. I don't agree. That's fine. I'm going to win some. They're going to win some. I'm going to lose some. They're going to lose some. It is what it is. Everybody has a different style, and that's the beauty of the game. There is I think there was a EMA or something that looked pretty clean. Was it like the 26 or something on the daily? No, 12 hour maybe. Yeah. So this is a 12 hour 26 EMA was pretty clean. I'm not a big moving average user, but I just wanted to see like from what perspective, and I know 26, 20, these are popular EMAs. I wanted to see from a perspective like who was buying this level and try to look at it from a different view, right? Because the worst thing you can do is just say, nah, market's bullshit, doesn't make sense to me, right? That's what I said, and that's okay, but at least I can try to figure out why someone else may have been interested in it, and maybe even apply it in the future. So we could see this lot of confluence here on this resistance on the 26 EMA and on the 12 hour here, and then support, little deviation here, support. It's just been perfect all the way along if you've been buying it during this uptrend. So yeah, I mean, just another way to look at it. That's weird. I was getting a phone call. Anyway, upside on ETH, most likely, because they sniped me right here. So sure, I'm sure we're going to do all-time highs. But if we don't, I think this low is an obvious choice, and I think this area here we can see we can see major area here. Look, resistance all the way across, right? Resistance. This is the basically support and demand that powered us through the resistance, and here's an obvious low that could be swept. Sweep the low into the previous support and send it to 10K or whatever you want to say. Okay, what'll most likely happen is we'll probably just go from here. I mean, I got my spot. I'm content. I did want a little leverage bag and I don't have it, so since I don't have it, probably goes. It's sort of one of those memes. But hey, that's the name of the game. Not going to catch every single one. Still got, my, we can go over here. We'll look at some alts real quick. Still got my soul bag. Looking great, right? It's tough to buy things like this, even though I did. If you, a few weeks ago, if you looked in here, I think I was talking about buying this area. We did get that. I say it's tough because look, it was $3 like a year ago or something, and now it's almost 300. But look, you have a super clean ascending triangle like this. I had to buy for the breakout, and now I'm just letting it leg. It's as simple as that. Why am I going to close this? Obviously you can take percentages out. I think I did take like 10% out or something the other day. But yeah, just let it run, really, and keep taking percentages along the way, keep taking profit along the way. Depends what you You know, I talk about this often too. Depends where you're at in life, right? If you got a huge soul bag and it's some life-changing money, start taking some profits along the way. Even if it goes to 1,000, I mean, have 25% of the bag left when you get to 1,000, and that's okay. Don't be ashamed of yourself for taking some profits here, 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 here. You know, if you're taking profits all along the way, I can almost guarantee that towards the end you're going to be happy. Rather than if you don't take profits the whole entire way, and say you're sitting on $1 million up here at the top, and you get one of these, and then all of a sudden your million turns into 400K, and you pretty much, you know, are very upset with yourself. Whereas you could have, you know, 700K if your average exit is right around here. Okay. Don't think that is a prediction right there, by the way. It's not. I'm just showing what, you know, what taking profit looks like on a, you know, a bag if it potentially goes parabolic. Dot. Clean SR flips. Flipping the high here. Just need this to hold. Keeping this bag looking for higher. Simple as that. AVAX. Flipping these old highs, going higher. Simple as that. I'm not looking to take profit on bags that are moving into price discovery at any type of crazy rate. I'm just skimming small percentages, and I'm going to continue to do that as long as the, you know, bull run lasts, so to say. And that's about it. So we talked Bitcoin, we talked about this opportunity, we talked about this opportunity. Ethereum, we talked about this opportunity. Locally on Ethereum, I mean, we could take a look at the local real quick. Just close this. Yeah, again, I mean, look, I really thought like this was going to be your level somewhere around here. 44.40, worst case scenario. You know, this origin of impulse right here, resistances flipping to support / origin. Little bit of a shakeout here that got me. And now we're back towards the highs. Honestly, I just don't have much locally for ETH, and I don't like to make any claims when I don't have high confidence. My more high confidence setups are on Bitcoin, and, you know, just watching those alts and keeping those alts held, playing those alts. I think that's about it. Talking points or discussion wise, don't have a ton. I've been a little bit more quiet lately. I typically get more quiet during choppy areas. Just is what it is, right? It's the nature of the market. You get big impulse moves and you get some chop, and it's good to let your mind have a break whenever you think that it needs it. Don't, you know, constantly think you need to be in the market every single step of the way. If you are a newcomer, I do advise you though to grind out your first year or two. You know, don't put yourself in a situation where you're harming your physical or your mental health or anything. But I mean, I can remember my first year or two, and it was pretty much a nonstop grind. But I don't regret it at all, because that's what gave me this foundation to be able to take my time and be more picky and choosy in the trades that I take, and how often I force myself to try to participate in the market and just participate in crypto in general. So it's two sides of the coin. It's a balance. Do not work yourself into the ground, but also remember that there's a great opportunity here, and you should be trying to take advantage of that opportunity the best that you can. Outside of that, I mean, things look bullish. Again, it's tough, but I wouldn't scare yourself into ever, like, you know, taking full profit just on one day, or anything like that, or saying that you're never taking profit and you're letting it go to $1 million, you know, talking Bitcoin here. That doesn't make sense either. Small percentages at a time are going to be the best, and that is going to give you, at the end of the bull market, a nice average exit and that you can be proud of, where you won't look back and say, should have did this, should have did that. You'll know that you took a balanced approach to the market, a sensible approach to the market, and that's the most you can ask for. Outside of that, you're being a gambler. And that's it. Wish I had more to say and cover this week, but things have been quiet. Price action has been a bit choppy. Things are just trending upwards. Don't make it more complicated than it is. You can have plans, you can set orders, you can do all this different stuff, but doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen, and that goes for me as well. All the time I talk about different scenarios. I always have bids for different scenarios. I have bids open for this scenario right now, just in case we get some crazy FUD or something and we nuke to this level, and it'll fill and it'll go right back up, and that's amazing. So always have plans, always have, your stuff set. Never put yourself at risk of liquidation or portfolio trouble, right? Typically on my end, I'm never risking more than 1, 2, 3% worst case scenario. I know that's not always realistic for people who only have say $1,000 or something, and you may have to take a bit more risk, and I understand that, a bit more calculated risk and maybe things of that nature. But in terms of people who are getting towards the medium stage of their trading, I figure people who have been following me for a while are hopefully headed towards that medium stage. And I understand there's a lot of newcomers too. There's always going to be newcomers, but hopefully you're seeing that. Take profits slow, keep those percentages rolling, trim here, add here, trim, add. Have your bids, have your plans. Think I'm talking in circles at this point here. So as always, shout out to Prime XBT, and thank you very much to everyone who watched these videos, and I will catch up with you guys next week.